Here on SportsTownChicago.com, exciting 4 sets that we had. As you look at it here, the first 2 sets went again to one team, and then we had 2 sets go to the other team. That's been how all 3 matches have gone here so far. First 2 going to Dominican, next to the Elmhurst, and now we'll see who ends up getting this final set here on SportsTownChicago.com. Can the hosts in the Dominican University Stars go 2-0 and probably put themselves back into the possibility of reaching the top 25 again? Or do you get a win from Elmhurst as they look to try and move up from their 16th seeded or their 16th ranked spot? As starting off with the quick kill are the Stars, 1-0. As into serve comes number 9 for the Stars, and Weiss. Is that one up into the air to Shriver, now to the near side. Cross court, right there underneath it was Parker, as this one comes back over to the near side. As that one, Parker can't dive and get underneath it as it stayed in bounds. Ties it back up at 1. Nice try by Parker on the dive. Only go to 15 here in set number 5 in non-conference matchups. Serving now is Mary Lawrence. Switch at 8. As this one, Chambers underneath it. As that one, Wilson tried to get it and dump it across. Sends it back over. As there, that one played up to the near side. Foot underneath it. Wilson to the far side. Chambers again off a double block, but right behind was Lawrence. Near side, that one hits off the block and gets down for Rogers. Allie Rogers, 2-1. As it'll be now, Mary Lawrence again, bumped up into the air. Set now, 10-foot line, as this one trying to get it down. Stays alive as that one hits off a double block. Bumped up into the air, far side as that one's back forward near the net, as that one hit off the net. And now right into the middle, going for the back line was Graperis, as this one comes now to the far side for Chambers, and she gets the kill and ties it at 2. Chambers, the big kill there, as she has 10 kills on the night. Make that now 11. As this one comes over to the far side, double block, as that one ends up hitting the floor, as there seemed to be a little bit of communication between the confusion in the communication between Hannah Davis and Hannah Nimrick. As they wipe up the wet spot there on the far side of the court. 3-2 now, the lead for the Stars. Wilson, as this one comes to the near side, hits off of the net, and Elmhurst is trying to say that never hit anybody on their own side and went out. And the official on the near side was signaling that it hit the antenna. As now you've got a player from either side, Wilson and Nimrick, coming over there to find out what the official ruling is. As now we have a convening of all the officials here. They award it to Elmhurst. A replay of that one. See what we can tell from our side. As either way, this one alive right now, and point goes over to the Blue Jays. They have a 4-3 lead now. As it's now Hannah Nimrick. Sends it right into the net, ties the game back up. As it'll be Christina Wilson. As Wilson sends it over, bumped up into the air by Schreier. As this one comes to the near side and not able to get underneath it was Chambers. 5-4, the lead for the Blue Jays. As now this one back into the middle. Chambers bumping it up into the air. Far side now off the block, and that one gets down for the kill by Alex Kiston. Ties it back up at 5. Back and forth here early on in this 5th and final set. They don't want to make it a neither team wants to go home with a loss. Foote steers it to her counterpart, now over to the near side. Burns hits it off a block. Foote able to get there. Set to the near side, off the double block again, and Wolf was able to get underneath it. But it hits the floor, 6-5. So now, Amy Schreiber jump serve with the right hand, bumped up into the air. 10-foot line, sending it towards the far corners. This one comes back over to the near side as that one back up high. Bumped forward, and now hitting it off the block and getting the kill is Alex Kiston. Ties it back at 6. Into the game to serve is Shuskevich as she sends it over with the right hand. Over to the far side, now in towards the middle. As this one trying to bump it up into the air, but not able to get there was Kiston. 7-6 now. A point here, and we switch sides. Point on the other side, we don't switch for one more point. As this one bumped up high into the air. On Elmhurst side is there trying to get underneath it. Not able to was Foote, so that's 8-6. We switch sides. Very close one we have here going down to the wire. Again, we only played a 15 here for the 5th and final set. As we take a look at that one more time. As you see here, that play from the 10-foot line, and then the quick back set, and then kill for Mary Lawrence, finding the soft spot just out of the reach of Foote. As it's number 10 and Mel London sending it over. Set up now on the far side, and that one going far near the scorer's table. That one kept alive, and the call is that it didn't get on the right side of the antenna. That'll make it 8-7, back to a one-call game, and that's what I thought from my vantage point. It looked like it didn't get back on, but you have to give a lot of credit to Elmhurst to even attempt to try and get that back onto the right side. As we're going to get the top down view. But now the serve. As this one, Chambers hits it. She gets called for going over, however. 9-7 now in favor of the Blue Jays. Yes, it'll be Peggy Clemens. Clemens sends this into the middle. Up now and over to the near side. Going in towards the middle is Chambers. Block out in front, and there's the kill by Mary Lawrence. 10-7, her team with a 3-point lead. Timeout by the Stars. As we look at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting replay here, just a wide open area for Lawrence to put the ball, and she's able to get it there as the back end was left exposed, which has this game at a 3-point difference. A much better view of it here is what we'll get. As you see, they went, you have to be, and that's really what has to happen with Hannah Nimrick. She's so good at doing those quick dumps over that you have to kind of play and be ready for her, and that's where they were putting the block up, but that left a big lane for Mary Lawrence. Three-point difference. 5 points away from winning the 5th and final set are the Blue Jays. Peggy Clemens to serve. on the near side. Standing serve with the right hand, bumped up into the air to the front row. Wilson to Chambers. Can't get it down the near sideline, 11-7. 4-point game. As Peggy Clemens to serve again. And letting that one go was foot, and it's the right decision. Gives the point over her side, 8-11. Checking into the game, Hannah Nimrick along with Graperis and Audrey Weiss checking into the game. As Weiss on to serve. Jump serve by Weiss into the middle. As that one comes right in front, and Nimrick's able to get the kill. 8-12. As quickly checking back out is Weiss. Coming in for her is Kendall Todd. Mary Lawrence, and another timeout taken by the Stars here. As you see the serve from Weiss. The play here from Nimrick, the block was there, but there was nobody on the far side, just a little bit out of position was Weiss. If Weiss was a little bit more up, she has a chance on that ball. So 8-12 here now. As Mary Lawrence comes back up to serve. Her team 3 points away from taking set 5 as Chambers bumps this one up high. Far side and sending it into the net was Tessa Graperis. Got too much on top of the ball. 13-8 now, 2 points away from winning the 5th set are the Blue Jays. As this one into the middle. Now over for Chambers. And she can't get it down that near sideline. 14-8. Match point now for the Blue Jays. As the serve bumped up forward to the near side. Chambers again goes cross court this time. Up near the net, and that one gets through for the point. 15-8 is how this one ends in favor of the Blue Jays. So we had 3 great games here, 3 great matches between these 3 teams in the Dominican University Stars, the Elmhurst College Blue Jays, and the University of Chicago Maroons. Winning 2 games here tonight was the Blue Jays. Winning 1 and losing 1 were the Stars, and losing 2 were the University of Chicago Maroons. So for the Dominican University Stars, that moves their record now to 9-5. For the Blue Jays, it moves them to 11-4 and 11-3 for the Maroons. So a bunch of great games that we had here tonight. Final stats for you here. Looking first over for the Dominican side of things, they ended up hitting at 17% in this game tonight, 24% on the other side for Elmhurst. Their hitting got so much better as the game went along. Their percentage was low in the first couple sets, and it just gradually increased. And really, you have to give a lot of credit to Nimrick. She just saw a lot of opportunities she could take advantage of in the middle instead of setting, but just making the quick hits. And that was one of the big differences for her team. She also had 43 assists as well. So a great game for Nimrick. And, you know, when the setter is that talented and also plays that well in a game, it does make things very difficult. But, I mean, it went to 5 sets is the thing for the Stars. And one thing that they're going to say is, hey, we had a chance to win this one too. So what do we need to improve in the next games coming up in order to get a chance to win? But that'll do it here for us from SportsTownChicago.com. For our camera guys and Chris, TJ, and Joe, Tim Helms, our producer, our director, our everyman, and Dr. Pete, who is the same thing. We'll see you next time here on SportsTownChicago.com.